Well, hello. I think we're now live. Welcome to the Dancing Bear Enlightenment Academy. Okay, hold on a second. Sorry, sometimes you need to clear your voice and you don't know that until you start talking. Oh, well, okay. So tonight I thought I would talk about transformation since my podcast is called Holistic Transformation. And well, this is our weekly live meditation. And I thought about it and I thought, you know what? Transformation is just another word for change, right? It's about change. And sometimes it's about change that you didn't initiate. It's like your soul or something outside of yourself said, it's time to change, and your hand is forced. If you listen to the podcast, I think it was last week, where a friend of mine interviewed me, and his whole podcast is about what transformations have you been through and what are you about to do transform next. And right now, the whole world is going through a transformation. It actually started thousands of years ago. The whole thing has been planned out. Unfortunately, the people who planned it, especially the early 1900s, they set in motion a number of things that they had expected to happen by now. They not only haven't happened, but those people are being eliminated. So then I look at things on YouTube, because randomly YouTube will send me something, and almost always it's a question I had in my mind or something I've been curious about. In the past, it would come from books. They would fall off the shelf and open to a page. Now it's YouTube pops something up. And there were a bunch of predictions from Nostradamus. And one of the things the narrator said is there aren't a lot of people doing predictions these days, which isn't true. There's a lot of people out there making predictions. You're just bombarded with so many. How do you know who to listen to? Well, you have to have developed a lot of discernment. And number one, any future is possible. All futures are possible. Really? Yes. We manifest our own future. We manifest it, and the more of us that have a similar look and feel to our future end up near each other, and that's what we create. And we're on that timeline. And if you disagree with them, you end up on a different timeline. So everybody has the timeline that they're on. And then the timeline started to collapse. And now we're on a timeline where, I hope you don't hear my dog barking. He's going crazy right now. Right now we're on a timeline that whatever predictions you've had from the past, they're not true. Now you can look at astrology, and is there anything in astrology? My voice is going again. Okay, sorry about that. So is there anything in astrology that we can say, well, yeah, that's a prediction that's going to come true? One of them is in 2024, there will be an X across the United States. So a few years ago, we had a solar eclipse. It was a complete eclipse. So we have solar eclipses all the time somewhere in the world. They aren't all total eclipses, but the US had a total eclipse, and it went, I think, from Oregon to Texas. And the new one is going to come somewhere in the northeast down to around New Mexico. And it makes an X, right, somewhere in the middle of the United States. So we could say that's a prediction. Now, last time, people were ready for all kinds of stuff to happen, and the only thing that happened was we had an eclipse. So now, people are reviving Nostradamus, and he says, the West is going to fall, whatever. Okay. Will it create an earthquake? I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. Are there things happening on Earth that could cause earthquakes? Sure. Earthquakes happen all the time. There was just a really nasty one. I think it was in the Philippines. They have them in the, what do they call it? The circle of fire, the Pacific Rim, all around the Pacific Rim. If you have I have a little app on my phone that tells me where earthquakes occurred every day, anywhere from 5 to 15 earthquakes all around the Pacific Rim. So they're happening all the time. So I don't get worried or upset about such stuff. It is important to listen to your higher self for your everyday life, but everything beyond that, you actually have little to no control over. That's Earth, Mother Earth, and her fate and what she does. So just live your life, live in gratitude, live in peace, live in love. And you will go through transformations. I know I've been through a lot of them, but I volunteered to go through them. So you may have had very few transformations in your life. Lucky you. But that's because that was the life you chose this time. Because we choose our life, we choose our parents. I know people don't want to hear, oh, I would never choose my parents. Yeah, you did. You chose your parents. You chose when you would be born. You chose your name, which is your energy. All of these things are part of who you wanted to be and what you wanted to learn as a soul. So if you're not sure what that is or how to do that, that's what we will meditate on tonight. What is your next transformation? Are you ready? Is there something you need to do to be better prepared? Is there something you need to do so that the transformation is just, oh, I get the message, I got the lesson, versus, oh, so let go of the drama, let go of the, oh my God, and just go with the flow and be part of the transformation. One of the things you learn when you've had enough near-death experiences and enough transformations is to go with the flow, and that you're always warned ahead of time. You're always given the opportunity to learn the easy way, and that's the way you can move forward. And if you haven't learned, you're just going to get, I call it getting hit upside the head. Apparently, when I was younger, I was a very slow learner because I got hit upside the head quite a few times until I finally said, enough. I want it easier. And it's been easier ever since. Now I get warnings, I see the warnings, and I'm prepared. So that's what I hope for you. And so let's go and, oh, I always forget to prep you. Hold on a second. My voice is going. So maybe I'll have a little tea. Maybe that'll help. I have some peppermint tea here. So that should help my voice a little. So grab your headset because it's binaural beats. Binaural beats creates a connection between the left and right brain. So one brain is very stimulated. Let's see, left, yeah. Left brain is stimulated by TCM, transcendental type stuff, and right brain is stimulated by hypnotherapy. So what we want to do is combine the stimulation of the left and right brain and put them in sync. So binaural beats, one ear gets a note and the other ear gets another note, and they're like a half an octave, not an octave, half of something. You should look that up. I forgot what it is. But it's not the volume, it's the frequency. Thank you. Okay. A half a frequency different. And the sounds are actually not audible in our human ear. So if you don't have headsets, you will just hear normal music. But if you have a headset, this frequency will go into your ear, into your brain, and your brain creates a third note that you can hear. And that's what builds this bridge between the left and the right brain. Okay, so hopefully you had time to get your headset. If you don't have a headset, I have stereo speakers, one on each side, so that I've got a different sound coming in each ear. And if you don't have them, People who recently went through my Own for Success program said they couldn't believe the difference when they used a headset with binaural beats. It really did make a difference. So try and get a headset. You can get them. I shop at Fry's. You might have a Ralph's or something. You can get an inexpensive stereo headset for a few bucks. Okay. So you don't have to spend tons of money. Okay, so decide how you want to sit. Posture is important. Now, if you're one of those people that can sit in lotus, good for you. It's a great position. Go ahead and sit in lotus. Most of us have to sit. Some prefer to stand. A few like to walk. And every now and then I meet someone that wants to lay down. Laying down is great for really long meditations. Usually my meditations, including my talks, are about a half an hour, maybe 10, 15-minute meditation. So they're not that long, so you don't have to lay down. So either sit in a chair, take your angel wings, the scapula, and pull them together and down, and that straightens out your spine. So you have 3 curves in the spine. You have the neck, the thoracic, and the lumbar. So when you sit up straight, those 3 curves are in order. That's important for your posture so that the energy can freely flow up and down. And that's not just the energy of the spine, but that's the energy of your blood vessels. So our heartbeat goes thump, 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 thump. And so the water, I'm okay tonight. The blood goes down and it can come up a little as the arteries contract. So you're going like this. So when you meditate, you want to take some deep breaths ahead of time and start breathing very, very slow, because that eliminates that up and down. And now you have this perfect flow in all your vessels. Or people like to say meridians. Meridians is a French word because they mistranslated the Mandarin. I think that was in like the 1800s. Way before then, the literal translation is vessels or channels. So you have your spinal channel, you have your artery channels, you have your venous channels, you have your endocrine channels, you have light channels. If you're familiar with Bruce Lipton's work, where he shows that cells talk to each other with light and they actually go along channels. So we have all these channels, communication channels in the body. And when you relax and you sit in a good or stand or walk upright with a good posture, and breathe slowly and calmly, all of these channels are open and flowing. And that's when you can really go much deeper, much faster, and communicate more strong with whomever you communicate with. I don't tell people what belief system to have. It could be your higher self, your solar angel, your soul, source, God, whatever it is that you're communicating with. It opens that channel up as well. Okay, so hopefully everybody's ready to go. So let me do a share screen. And we'll do share sound. Share sound. Oh, I hate this Zoom goes away. And now we'll do stereo. Okay. And now we'll turn on the music. And we'll turn Beverly off. Hey. So go ahead into your inner space. Just close your eyes, relax your mind, and allow any concerns or worries to just float away. They'll be there later. You can reconnect with them if you really must. They're not important. The past is just to learn from and to move forward, to be in the now as this new, transformed person that you are today. For we've all been through transformations. We're not who we were a year ago, 10 years ago, 20 years ago, however old you are when you were born, however old you are now from when you were born. Came out funny. So just be in the moment, in this moment. And in this moment, we're going to talk to our higher self as our body relaxes. Toes and fingers tingle. Our legs and arms also tingle. Our torso tingles. Our whole body completely relaxes. And now we connect to our higher self. We connect to whatever it is that we communicate with, where we want to have information. And what we want to see, hear, feel, know, or some combination is what is our next transformation that we need to be aware of. Is this a transformation spiritually, mentally, emotionally, physically? Is it our transformation alone, or is it part of a bigger transformation? Everything you're curious about, just go ahead and ask, and then sit back and enjoy the answer. Slowly and gently begin to come back into the room. Just wiggle your fingers and your toes. Going to do a stop share, so the music is going to stop. So go ahead and draw in your journal, or draw first and then write whatever you got in your meditation or your transformation, and what will be going forward for you, what changes will be happening. For the next few weeks on the Monday podcast, you'll be getting yours truly. So this Monday, it'll be about birthdays, since I was born in December. And then it'll be Christmas Day. So I'll pre-record one for Christmas Day. And then the next one is New Year's Day. So I'll pre-record one for that. And then we have a guest speaker. I should look these things up ahead of time, huh? I always forget. Oh, I have the wrong thing open. Okay. Well, in January, I have a guest speaker, and then I'm going by request. I think it's January 12th. I will be doing a podcast on fasting. Here we go. Let's see here. YouTube. Oh, Maribeth Decker will be doing January 8th. She's an animal communicator. So we'd be talking about how to communicate with animals. Of course, if you are telepathic, you can communicate with animals. It's the same thing. And then I'll be doing on the 15th podcast on fasting. So if you have any suggestions or recommendations on what you would like to see either as a speaker or to hear me talk on, just let me know. You post it in chat, post it down below, or go to one of my websites. They all have a way to contact me. Okay. So thank you for joining us. Have a great day. And remember to be the light you want to see in the world.